It's been a while. Maybe me and you, if you're interested, should have a talk because I've got a lot to say. Around 7 weeks ago, I get a call around 4:45 p.m. It's my wife, and she says, "I've fallen." And I'm like, going, "Oh my God, here we go again." I'm like, "You'll be fine." And she said, "I don't think I can get up. You need to come down." So I go down to the playground where she was with one of the kids, and she was slumped on the ground outside the playground, looking, I hate to say it, but looking like somebody that was looking for spare change. And yeah, it just got worse from there. Without boring anybody with the details, I did have to call an ambulance because she just couldn't move. So I don't know if you've ever been misfortunate enough to put a loved one in the back of an ambulance and see it ride off into the sunset. Not the best of experiences. I certainly wouldn't recommend it. From there, I had our kids, obviously, they were quite upset. I was quite upset, but we were kind of going, yeah, it could be a lot worse. And then her sister went to the hospital with her as well, said, yeah, it's pretty freaking bad, which caused a bit of a. Anyway, look, I'm not going to bore everybody, but in the end, my wife broke her ankle and absolutely smashed her tibia at the back. And that required a whole load of drugs and it required a whole load of surgery. I know that's not necessarily a big deal, but it was to me, it was to the kids, and obviously it was to Jer. So she spent a week in hospital, and then she got her surgery, and she came home. And today, Sunday, 17th of November, she finally got back up the stairs for the first time in 7 weeks. That was something, and I'm kind of proud that she did that. And she's obviously on the mend. She's now going to beep going through airports and all of that jazz. But yeah, because she'll be like Iron Woman with all the steel in her leg. But that kind of is my excuse or the reason that things have gone pretty bad on this YouTube channel. And if you know about the other YouTube channel, similar kind of thing. But that wasn't the only issues that went on. Everything kind of fell on top of me, obviously. Wife basically slept downstairs, stayed on the couch, couldn't really move for weeks, couldn't put any weight on the leg that was bust. And it was only in the last week that she got the all clear to put weight on the leg and start weaning herself out of the boot and the crutch. So everything fell on me: washing clothing, drying, eating, cooking, more eating, lots of eating, cook, cook, cook. So the days were really long. This is while working a full-time job. Uh, and that was basically it. So I was up like 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., sort everything out, and then go to bed at 9 p.m. That was it. That was my day, Monday through Sunday, every day. House has probably never been cleaner, to be fair, but yeah, and that was probably one of the biggest mental challenges I've had in a very long time. I'm sure you've gone through your own mental health struggles. I certainly have. And this just compounded. It's just one thing after the other. Then the fridge died. I'm like, whatever else could happen? Um, and that was it. So literally, I think I got one video out in like 30 odd days. And that was soul destroying. I'm kind of going to myself, is there really any point? You know? And for making YouTube videos, sometimes it kind of almost feels like a superpower. And I was kind of ready to hang up the boots, put away the cape, and just be normal. And I really, absolutely, and honestly struggled hugely mentally, besides the exhaustion. And yeah, I mean, because we kind of do everything, half and half. The most exciting thing of my mornings was looking out the window going, there's pretty good drying out today. Let's get on and wash before we go to work. And I did feel like giving up. And then things just kind of just got worse. One or two kind of professional, real world, absolute nuclear fires. And that kind of affected me as well, mentally. And I just got to the point in the last week going, there is nothing left. I'm running on absolute empty. I mean, I've got saggy eyes anyway, but like these things need to be checked in if I'm going on a plane. That's the context. That's the story. And here we are. And I'm really close to giving up, to be honest, at times. And then there's just a fire lit underneath me to kind of keep going and just do a little bit better, a little bit more, and see what happens. You know, I do think this camera space, I won't say it's dying, but it's definitely getting a little bit more complicated. And I have been kind of reflecting on that over time, over the last couple of weeks, because I've done nothing else but sleep, clean, eat, cook, sleep, and think. And I've probably done way too much thinking. So I don't know if any of that makes any kind of sense to anybody, but sometimes, you know, there was a saying for the last couple of weeks that was in the back of my head. You know, it's the darkest before it gets light. And every time I would think of that, and I'm even afraid saying it out loud now because it just got darker. Every time I was like, okay, things can't get any worse. They got worse. And I'm like, the brightness, the light has to come. And when you have zero motivation for frickin' anything, it does annoy you. And I would be looking at comments on the YouTube channel and people would email and I'd reply to the odd one. And I'm kind of going to myself, what the fuck am I actually doing? And right now, I do have a little bit more found new motivation. But when life gets in the way, or it's not even when life gets in the way, it's when, you know, you have to life it up as opposed to being in this bubble around YouTube, then it just goes to show how vulnerable you can be. And without a doubt, without an absolute doubt, my wife didn't need any minding as such. I could have easily came up here and recorded a few videos. Without a doubt. No bother. Could have been done. Could have edited them downstairs. Whatever. But, and that's the thing that kept coming back to me. I'm like, you're sitting here just vegetating. You have like an hour before you go to bed. You made the dinner. The lunches are made for the kids' school. Just go to frickin' bed. That's all I wanted to do. But I knew that I could have come up here and just recorded anything. But I just couldn't. Because for me, at this stage, I'm like, is this YouTube channel going anywhere else? While comparison is the thief of joy, I look at a few friends around the world who have similar-ish YouTube channels to me, and they've completely just like gone by. I was ahead of them for so long, and I am super pumped for them. And I'm kind of going, where have I gone wrong? So that's another thing that wears you out. And all of this stuff just compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds. But that's it. We're here. We're still kicking. And I really don't want to say I'm going to rip the ass out of this thing and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I really do have to kind of, I don't know. I lost the appetite for it, to be truthful. Absolutely. The last couple of weeks have destroyed me in ways I never thought. And it's not just my wife, there's other stuff as well. So yeah, here we are. But the point is, I guess what I'm trying to say to people, and for anyone that's made it this far in this video, you can get through it. 2 weeks into this disaster for me, I was like, I'm never going to make it to the end of this. I'm never going to do it. And we did it. So I don't know, is the point just keep on going? Is the point keep your head down, get on with it? But at what point do you kind of sacrifice your own well-being for everything else? And one of the things, I was juggling too many plates. YouTube had to go. But as I said, I just freaking no appetite. And I'm actually going to end this video now because I do find myself just all over the place. And I don't want to waste your time. But the reason I'm here is to say that you can get through all of this shit, whatever it might be. I'm still not through it. But I know you can. And I just want to share it because I know there's like 45,000 subscribers. There's millions and millions of views here. And I appreciate everybody who's ever watched, and I appreciate people who do subscribe, because it's a big deal for somebody to go subscribe. So while I feel I don't owe anybody anything, at the same time I do feel I owe the folks some kind of one of these life update videos. And I hate these life update videos. It's kind of not me anymore. But I saw one just flash up on YouTube on the TV the other day, Ali Abdul, and he's like some life update thing. He got married or whatever, or he moved. I don't know. I didn't even watch the video because I'm just like, ugh. But I'm like, actually, this is a good thing. And I saw something from Peter Lindgren as well, where it was just one of these talky head videos. It was nothing else. I mean, okay, I've caught this a couple of times. I've changed the angle a few times. But I just want to be here and get something and get this ball rolling, because whatever is next on YouTube, there's a finish line. Every journey has an end, as a great playboy billionaire philanthropist once said. But every journey has an end, and it's how it ends is what I'm trying to concentrate on. That's what I'm going to try and figure out, is how does this end? And I don't want it to end bad. I don't want to give up. I don't want to just leave it all go to one side. But how does this end? I guess you and me, we're going to find out, because I'm not going anywhere right now. So thank you for your support if you made it this far. Hit the subscribe button if you just randomly wandered on some old men blathering into a microphone. But with every ounce of what I have left, I just need to try and get back on this God-forsaken YouTube pony and just fucking ride the hooves off it. See you on the next vid, and there will be a next one. Thanks. That's all I can say. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for all the stuff. It's genuinely appreciated.